Good day, dear students. We have been going through the slides of the theory of Rasa. This is again a continuation of the theory of Rasa. We have come across the various aspects of the Rasa theory, and this in turn is going to be used in drama. Mainly, it is in drama it is used. So here, you in this class will learn more about drama and how Rasa is created in a play. Bhattacharya thinks that the dramatic stage with the music release from our mind the actor playing the role on stage. It is a statement taken from the text as it is, and Bhattacharya means that when you find a person, suppose it is your friend, maybe it is Ramesh. Ramesh is playing the role of Shakespeare on stage, or even one of the characters of Shakespeare on stage. Suppose he is playing the role of Hamlet. We know that it is Ramesh, but on the stage he is Hamlet. And so when he plays or when he starts acting the role of the character Hamlet, and with the background music and the stage setting, we forget or we temporarily forget the fact that he is your friend Ramesh. You feel that it is indeed Hamlet. And so the actor playing the role on stage is, in a way, released from our mind, and we become totally involved in the character that he is playing, and that is Hamlet. I hope you really do understand that. The audience is so enraptured with the character of the drama that they forget the actuality of the actor playing the role. The actual reason is that actuality of the actor is that he is your friend Ramesh, and he used to play football with you. He is your neighbor. You know all about him, and that is okay. So when he is on stage, he acts so superbly that for a moment you are one with his acting and forget the fact that it is Ramesh. It is we know that it is Ramesh, but at the same time we are just immersed in the role that he is playing, that of Hamlet. So the play continues with the Hamlet, not with the Ramesh. Okay. The suggestive influence charges the mind, and along with the previous experiences in the mind of the actor, produce new joys and new intuitions. So, the suggestive influence, that is, we know that it is the suggestive influence is that which enhances or gives more attraction to the play, or even in this case, play, and it charges the mind along with some previous experience that you had and that was there in your mind and that of the actor, and it produces new joys and new intuitions. Because Ramesh is acting the role of Hamlet, he must have had some influence or some experience with his friends, as Hamlet has with Horatio and some of his friends. And so you feel that they are his friends. And in the same manner, you are his friend, Ramesh's friend. So maybe that friendship is transported to the role that he is playing on the stage and that of Hamlet. So when Hamlet talks to Horatio, he envisages in his mind the friends that he has in his class, and he is one with them as he is with his college mates. Okay, so some previous experiences in the mind of the character produces new joys and new intuitions. The aesthetic content, the artistic content of a drama is all that is illuminated in the mind of the audience. They forget the fact that it is your neighbor Ramesh playing the role and he is your friend. They push all that to one side because the artistic content of the drama is so good that it has got the power to illuminate, to brighten the mind of the audience. So you find here the universalization of poetic art, and it is of two kinds. So in a way, you find the universalization. It is not the local color, or nor is it restricted to just one area, but this can be applied to any person anywhere. One reason for this universalization is that the aesthetic composition presents an aesthetic situation devoid of all its local color. The artistic composition of the play uh, presents an artistic situation, and it has no touch with the local situation where it must have occurred. Like, for example, if it is the play of Hamlet, or even if it is the play like a Macbeth, it happened in the hilly regions, but its local color is removed. When we from our Kerala see this play Macbeth, to our mind comes not Scotland or England or any other place, but a situation in our place, and that which you have heard of. And so you are not thinking of Scotland or any other situation, any other place, but you are so involved in the actions of the characters like Macbeth and his friend Banquo, and all those people, and even the three witches. So you are so into it, you are so transported into that artistic world created by the artist, that you forget everything about the situation from which the drama had arisen, like the highlands. Okay, this artistic enlightenment has a universal character in its manifestation in different minds. For a person, you are a person who is learning more about English history, and also about the country and even the political situation there. But to a person who is not a literature student, this is just a play of Shakespeare, and that is Macbeth. And in a way, to his mind, it comes only the story of a king. He just envisages that there is a king, and his army chieftain is trying to kill him, because there was the prophecy of the three witches. So he feels that there is something good in the artistic way in which it is presented, and so on the different people think. And to some others, it is just a story, like a fairy tale, and they just sit back and relax and enjoy the whole thing. And the skill of the artist in creating situations which are appropriate. And again you will find the presentation of the witches, and the dramatic scenes, the killing of the king, and the sleepwalking scene. Everything is indeed something that thrills the mind. So in a way, each person has his own way of accepting that artistic enlightenment in his mind. This is why it is said that this artistic enlightenment has a universal character in its manifestation in different minds. It is not the same in all the minds. Maybe some aspect might be the same, but it enlightens the people, or the minds of the people, in different manner. The next stage is the artistic presentation, which mingles with the various complexes lying dormant in the minds of various people. So, when you take the example of Macbeth, you feel that there is some connection to something that had happened to you in your life. Maybe there is something that is really sensible about the way in which certain things really happen, like the friendship of Macbeth and Bango, and you find that it might be taken by people in a different manner. And some people feel vehemently that Macbeth should not have done that, like making or getting Bango killed, and giving the order to kill Bango, because his children or his grandchildren will be kings. He doesn't want that to happen. And not only that, not just killing Bango, he had ordered the killing of his whole family. So here you find the utter cruelty to which Macbeth had stooped to. This may act in the mind of the various people in different manner, and it must have been giving with, or it must have been mingling with the various complexes that are lying dormant in the minds of these people. Maybe there is something, some incident, some fact that had impressed your mind must be lying dormant, lying sleepy there. It's not coming to the forefront, but this particular situation must have pulled it to the forefront of the mind, and you are once more into the play, which means that your interest is now totally in the play. So this interest, this dormant, the complexes lying dormant in the mind comes to the forefront of the people when they are so involved in the drama. This varies from person to person. Of course, the way you are interested in a film or in a drama may not be the way in which the person sitting next to you is interested in the same play. Hence, the same artistic presentation is perceived by persons differently. Of course, people are different, so their perception will also be different. No trace of local color associated with the ego or the self is found in the universal whole presented to the mind. So, no trace of the local color. Like, for example, you don't think that Macbeth is not from Kerala because the way you are so involved in the drama makes you feel that he is one of us, and the situation that is presented there is also there. So, no trace of the local color, no local character is associated with the ego or the self is found in the universal whole presented to the mind. So, when you see the drama, it comes to your mind that it can happen to any person anywhere in the world, even in our Kerala. So, this is what the critic is telling us. So, because of this feeling, therefore, it is called transcendental, means rising above everything. And so it is alaugiga, maybe not of this world. And another name for the same experience is called chamatkara. You find that the spelling is different, and it is not written as you pronounce it. It is totally different because it's a Sanskrit word. So it is pronounced as chamatkara and not kamatkara. So a C is pronounced as ch, and you'll find that difference with the Sanskrit words. So this transcendental feeling is called alaukiga, and you will not find the self or the ego, and the universal whole is presented to the mind as such, and the local color is taken out of it. Devoid of the local color, the whole presentation appears to be universal, and it is not of the local neighborhood. It can also happen to the local neighborhood or of that particular area, but now it is in a universal context. That feeling is called alaukiga. That transportation is called alaukiga, or the other name for it is chamatkara. Okay, I hope you understood what is meant by chamatkara. Let's understand what chamatkara is, because this is a term which comes usually with the rasa theory and also with the artistic presentation. So, chamatkara is used in three different senses. The term chamatkara is used in three different senses. Let's see how it is used. In the first instance, it is used to denote the special aesthetic attitude of the mind produced by universal artistic situation and the stirred up emotion-motive complexes. So, to denote the special aesthetic attitude of the mind, the artistic attitude of the mind produced by the universal artistic situation on the stage and the stirred up emotion-motive complexes. Earlier, you found the feeling that the lying emotions lying dormant comes to the forefront when you see an artistic presentation on the stage, and it is devoid of all local color. So, chamatkara is used to denote that special aesthetic attitude of the mind produced by the universal artistic situation, means the drama on the stage, and it stirs up the emotions or the motives or the complexes that are lying dormant in our mind. Okay, not in your mind alone, but in the mind of all those people who form the audience. Okay, the second manner in which chamatkara is used is that it means the aesthetic pleasure arising out of it. When you see a thing of beauty, you feel so very happy about it, or you get a pleasure out of it. Like for example, when you see a drama, you are so involved in it. When you reach the end of it, you are drained out of those emotions, and pleasure is created out of it. It is aesthetic pleasure, artistic pleasure. Understand? It is artistic pleasure arising out of this stirring up of the emotion-motive complexes lying dormant in the mind. Okay. So the third way in which chamatkara is used is the bodily manifestation of such an enjoyment. The bodily manifestation of such an enjoyment means the aesthetic pleasure. You feel like crying, you feel like laughing, and you do that, and sometimes you feel like clapping because you're so involved and you so really approve of that, and that bodily manifestation can also be called as chamatkara. Okay, so I hope you understand this term chamatkara and alaugiga. These are Sanskrit terms used to denote the particular aspect of the dramatic pleasure, the pleasure that is evolved out of viewing a drama. Okay, and how it touches your mind and stirs up the dormant or emotions that are lying dormant in your mind and brings it to the forefront so that your mind is attuned to the drama that is being played on stage. So you forget for a moment that the drama comes from the Western land. You are in Kerala and your emotions are there before you, and the drama loses all local color and raises it to universalization. Okay, so here you will find that it is again something that you have to consider. That is, it is also used to denote special mental function by which the whole thing is enjoyed. Chamatkara is also used to denote as the special mental function by which the whole thing is enjoyed. Means the whole thing means the dramatic play is enjoyed. Some people just cannot enjoy a dramatic play. Some people really do have that ability to get involved in the play, and that special mental function is also called as chamatkara. Okay, not all people can really enjoy that. And earlier I told you about sahridaya, that is the audience who are aesthetically attuned to a play or a poem is called a sahridaya. Someone who can enjoy the play is called, and that person will be artistic, or that artistic mind will be there, or a person who can enjoy art, and that person is called a sahridaya. So it is chamatkara that makes your mental state to mental function to help you to enjoy the play, dramatic play. So in a way, chamatkara can be used in three ways, which we have already seen, and it is also used to denote that special mental function by which the dramatic play is enjoyed, which means that you are sitting there to see a drama, and at the same time you are coming after a bus journey and you just look this side and that side, see who is sitting next to you, and you know that the person who is going to play Macbeth is your friend, and with that involvement or with that feeling, you just sit there. But once the play starts progressing, you forget that you are in a theater, and you forget that it is your friend who is playing the role of Macbeth. You are so into it that you feel akin to certain things or certain situations are something that you have felt in your life, and all the more it comes to the forefront, even without you knowing it. It comes to the forefront that it creates a special mental function, and you are so into it and you enjoy that. Whether it is a tragedy or a comedy, you enjoy that play, and that can also be called as chamatkara. Okay, so you find here a situation of the Rasa theory and the various ways in which it is interpreted. And we started with the Bharada's maxim of Rasa theory, and Abhinav Gupta had given a special analysis of the same thing, and we have seen the nine rasas and how it is or what all things are necessary to have rasa in our mind. So Chamatkar is again part of that Rasa theory or the aspect of enjoying, and it is that which Rasa that helps you to enjoy the drama. I hope you really understand, and everything is clear in your mind also. So, Rasa theory of Abhinav Gupta had been accepted as the last word in the analysis of the aesthetic phenomenon propagated through literature. So, here you find that uh, this Rasa theory of Abhinav Gupta, which you have studied earlier, it has been accepted as the last word, means there is nothing more to be said about it, because whatever that is to be said has been said by Abhinav Gupta. He had explained it in detail and had formulated that theory, and it is the last word in the analysis of the aesthetic phenomenon propagated through literature. So, this aesthetic phenomenon is propagated through literature. Drama is part of literature, poem is also part of literature. It is in these two genres of literature that you find the application of the Rasa theory. So, the dramatic poetry or the drama performance on stage, as I told you earlier, Sanskrit plays were written in verse form. So, also the earlier English plays and Greek plays were written in verse. The appearance of prose comes only much later. So, in a way, this is propagated. The Rasa theory is, or the aesthetic phenomenon, is propagated through only literature. So, if you really want to analyze the Rasa or the theory of Rasa with reference to one of the plays or one of the long poems written by a poet, then indeed the analysis that is given by Abhinav Gupta will be the most apt. So, in a way, Rasa theory forms the basis of everything, and it is through that you really enjoy literature. As I told you earlier, you need to have an aesthetic mind, or only then you have to be, only then you can really enjoy a drama. And if you can really do enjoy the play, then you are a sahrdaya, a person who has the sense or the mind to accept art, and that art is being played on the stage, and it loses all local color, and universalization appears there, so that you are in the world of the drama and you forget everything about the real circumstances or the person, place, or from where this drama comes and things like that. The like as I told you earlier, Macbeth is from Highland, and it's a play written by Shakespeare. You forget all that when you see the play Macbeth staged in Kerala, because to you it is a play, but you start the play with that feeling, but as you are so involved in it, as you get involved in the play, you forget all these, and becomes something like the characters speaking directly to you. You become part of their life. You take part in their sorrow, in their happiness, and in their well-being, and you are one with that character, and that is called the artistic phenomenon. And it is the rasa that is created in the mind of in the mind of the sahridaya, that is you, and also in the mind of the artist who is playing the role of Macbeth. Okay, So we'll continue with the theories and also with the analysis of the same criticism in the next class. Maybe we'll be able to continue with the second chapter of this Indian aesthetic. The first chapter is the theory of Rasa, and the second, as you know, is something called the highways of literary criticism, which will start in the next class. Go through these slides plus your textbook and also the questions that are given towards the end of each chapter. And I think I have covered all the questions, all the possible questions from there, and the answers are there. So in the discussion, we'll have these questions and answers. So take down the questions from the discussion session and also the answers that are given there. That will help you to understand the lesson better. Thank you.